The new CD, and it's called. What's the new CD called?
The new CD is called Homeward Bound, and you're going to be playing the first single off it, actually, which is the title track, also known as Homeward Bound.
Alright, check it out right now on Radio JN. Break 1. Let's go to break 2. Alright, we just heard Homeward Bound from Fear of None. I'm hanging out outside the Broadway Mall here, and Matt just arrived.
What's up, Jay? Radio Jay, what's up?
What's going on?
How's things?
Matt, you have been a part, prior to joining Fear of None, we all know you've been in a band called Gravel.
Yes, still am. Yep, spreading the love.
So what made you say, okay, dude, I'm gonna just join both, being part of both bands?
I like all sorts of rock and roll, and it's good. The more you play, the better. Different types, different styles. It's just part of who I am, and it's all good, you know.
It's kind of cool. Like you were like, you know, a villain. You're helping these guys out, and then finally you're like, all right, let me just do this.
Yeah, actually, we talked about this recently. We did the second show I did with them. The first one was a little rough for the Donkey because it was kind of like off the cuff. But we played. I played with them their first city show, and it was probably one of the best shows we ever did. So we were looking forward to getting back in there. And eventually, over time, it just felt good, and it just kind of fit over time. So it really made a lot of sense.
Now, this version of Fear of None, tell me how you guys got together to write this current album. And I mean, just what went into it versus, you know, all the older songs. And again, I have to reiterate, what made you finally say, okay, it's 2009, let's finally get our shit together?
Well, I mean, what really inspired this level of songwriting that we're at right now is just, you know, we've all grown as musicians, and we've all, you know, been exposed to all different kinds of stuff, and especially with the metalcore movement coming out of Massachusetts. I mean, that inspired me a lot. You know, with all the bands like Killswitch, All the Remains, all those guys. And you know, it really kind of said to myself, like, you know, let me bring my songwriting to the next level, because really, you know, I'd been kind of complacent at the time, kind of writing tunes that I was writing, you know, in like the old style, like Metallica, that kind of stuff. But then I said to myself, you know, I can really do better than this. And then, you know, that's what kind of inspired me on this record here. And the material's been, you know, much heavier, much more intricate, a lot more harmonies, you know, breakdowns and all that kind of stuff, and just making it heavier and harder, you know, as best as I could.
Since he stepped away, I want to know, like, you think as a vocalist, Larry has improved over the years, and you think his style has changed, or you think it's the same? What are your opinions as far as the vocals?
The vocals have changed, but pretty much night and day. When Larry first started, he was all very soulful, very like Seven Dusty, LaShawn Witherspoon type thing. But now he's really found his own, and he's really come on his own to kind of find his new vocal range. He's been able to hit, you know, he went to some formal vocal training. You know, he's expanded his range tons. He can go from low to high now, no problems. His screams are killer. I mean, if you just listen to it on the record, I mean, it's like the growls are just like in your face, just guttural, and just like, you know, just amazing. They're really just what really was like the icing on the cake for this sound. You know?
Was there more room for you to write now that you've had a lot more experience as a singer?
After the training, Kim Lee, or I think that's her name. She's out of Stony Brook. She's a composer. She was getting her master's in composition. So she's brilliant, actually. But she showed me things that I didn't know I could do, basically with my voice, and it took off from there. It changed like what I feel like. Oh, you know, let me try doing this with more of a singing involved, and rather than just screaming three quarters of the whole song.
It's like the first track that I heard of the new stuff. You go into it singing right away.
Homeward Bound. Yeah.
Homeward Bound.
Yeah. And well, maybe that was Homeward Bound. It was Homeward Bound. Yeah. Okay. Very notorious for not remembering the song. What's the next song?
You only wrote them.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a lazy singer sometimes.
No.
When it comes to lyrics.
Do you think the album might sound stronger because of the new rhythm section too? Do you think that it's much more of a powerful rhythm section due to the recent changes?
Oh, I do think definitely, yeah. You know, what Jim brings to the table, he brings, you know, a level of playing that we've never really experienced, and it kind of also acts as a rhythm guitar player at the same time he's doing his bass lines, because he has so much strength in his playing. that we can kind of feed off each other, and we can kind of layer parts now and make it more stronger. And you can see the 3 tracks that Jim and Matt were playing on the record. You can definitely hear the difference in the songwriting. It's much heavier, it's much more intricate. There's a lot more going on bass-wise, and you know, it really brings a new thickness and a new level of playability to the songs. You know.
Very cool. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to like really hear more of it to really get the idea of how you're expressing it. Now, I mean, it's really cool to see it. You're finally a tight unit. I guess that's the whole theme of the night, since I haven't really seen you guys play in years. So it's really cool. I mean, I was hoping to hear more from Jim tonight, because I want to get his perspective on what he brings to the table. Do you think, how long did it take you to say, okay, this dude is the perfect fit, he is what we're looking for? Was it some time? I mean, yes, Larry, you played with him in the past, and you know, this was new for you
my
guys.
decision was biased, so it was up to them to say if they liked him or not.
What do you bring to the table writing this album? And I believe this is the first, this is probably the first Fear of None recording you've contributed to?
Yeah, which is cool, and it's cool. They you know, over time we grew to know each other as playing in bands, as musicians, and they gave me more freedom, and also I locked in with them. We locked in, and it just got better and better over the time, like a natural course.
What song did you guys contribute the most to? I mean, other than Homeward Bound, I mean, what do you think? What stuck out for you on this album? What
Just
song?
the newest songs that we've written with Jim and Matt, and that was Homeward Bound. We wrote track 4.
Track 4,
and the newest song, which doesn't have exactly a title yet.
How many tracks are on the CD?
It's track 5. No, I'm
It's a
kidding.
6-track EP.
Oh, it's 6 tracks. And
Yeah.
you're saying some of the stuff that's on there were not with these two?
Yeah, there's 2 tracks on there, Holding On and Where's It Lie. Because Where's It Lie we recorded as a single that we were doing for, I think it was actually a radio promo that we were trying to get going. So we recorded that before the rest of the songs on the album, so that's when Richie was still in the band.
Holding On, that was an old one.
It's actually an old song.
I remember that too.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we going to play now?
Right now you're going to hear track 4, which I think is the most shining track for Matty. He does a lot of really cool, intricate stuff on there. He does a lot of like tom fills, a lot of breakdowns and stuff like that. And you're really going to enjoy that one. And I know for Matty it's one of his favorites to play.
It is.
It's more of a straightforward rock tune. And it's called track 4.
It's very
It's
anthemic.
actually
That's
called.
the name.
It's very much an anthemic song.
Yeah.
I told Paul when he played the riff, it was anthemic.
Yeah.
And Homeward Bound is such a kick-ass, I'm gonna say fucking metal song. And here's a song that kicks ass in a totally different way, and you just feel in a different part, a different course. You know what I mean?
Very cool. I definitely can sense it. I just got to hear it. I'm
Yeah.
about to. When we come back, we're going to talk more with the band, find out what's going on today here at Hot Topic, and we'll get right back to that. But right now, here's track 4, which is probably track 4 on the CD.
I told Paul not to do that. I told him that it should be at the 2nd track or the 6th track. It was the whole idea of a joke.
Well, track 6 would be evil.
Track
6
4
is an
wasn't
evil
supposed to
number,
be in the
so-